Hi, you're face to face with Shell. In this week's video, I want to talk about being scared of fire. I'm actually going to do another small series on it, and I'll give you a few examples of situations where I have been scared of fire. Now, I think all of us are scared of fire, but for people like me who have been in flame fires, obviously being near flames or fire, especially at the beginning of my burn journey, it was so scary to me. I couldn't even bear someone to strike a match near me or to light a cigarette with a lighter. It just filled me with absolute fear. Even a small bit of fire was made me sort of recoil back. I hadn't been discharged from the burns unit, but I was allowed out. The time was built up, so I'd be allowed out for an afternoon, then an evening, then a weekend, etc. And it was one of these times that I was allowed out I want to talk to you about. As I've said before, my hand received the majority of the burns, having 4th-degree burns where I have lost parts of my fingers, so they were burned off. So my hand was really sore. I mean, obviously it didn't look like this, and it was still healing, and there were bits, especially on my pinky, still were very raw. I would say my pinky was the sorest. It was really, really raw. I mean, my whole hand was sore, but the pinky was the worst. So my mum and dad had bought me a winter jacket, which was very, very kind, obviously, and it was brilliant for keeping out the cold because my skin became quite sensitive to heat and cold. But this jacket in particular had an elastic, sort of at the bottom of the sleeve, it had an elastic cuff. Now, obviously, this was quite hard for me to get my hand through, and we would have tears and fights with trying to get my hand through, and we tried all sorts to get it through this elastic sort of cuff. Anyway, the night in question I'm going to talk about is one of my mum and dad's friends had gotten tickets to a bonfire night, Guy Fawkes night. Now, for yous outside of the UK, I will put a link in the description to this video where you can find out all about Guy Fawkes and why it's celebrated in the UK. So anyway, it consists of a bonfire and fireworks. Obviously, at first I was like, oh no. And I really wasn't sure about going. I mean, I obviously wanted to be a part of it and maybe see the beautiful colours of the fireworks, but I was a bit scared of it. Anyway, our family friends arrived with their son, and I was still in the process of trying to get my hand through this jacket with the cuff, the elastic cuff. My mum was getting a bit annoyed. I was holding everyone back. I was getting upset because it was sore, and I remember I was crying, and I remember everyone looking at me as if to say, come on. So I eventually got my hand in the jacket, and off we went to the bonfire and fireworks display. I was just filled with fear. I was like, oh no, what am I doing? Why didn't I say something? Why didn't I say I don't want to go? But I didn't want to ruin everyone else's night. They were quite excited about going, and they obviously wanted to be part of it and to see the display. When we got there, I was trying to hold back. I didn't want to go near the fire, and everyone, was sort of moving a bit more forward so they could see what was going on. when I felt the heat from the bonfire, it just filled me with absolute dread, and I thought, I just don't want to be here. The display started, and obviously there was a lot of bangs from the fireworks, and I tried to calm myself. I tried to think, okay, come on, this is okay. You've been to something similar before, but now it was a bit different. I had been through a life-changing experience, and I was pretty scared. There was a young girl in front of me, and she was being held up by her dad, and I remember she was crying and she just wasn't enjoying it either. Although there was probably about 10 years between me and this little girl in age, I knew exactly how she felt, because inside, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to cry. I just wasn't comfortable whatsoever by being where I was. In hindsight, I think my mum and dad and our family, friends, were just trying to maybe do something nice, but maybe didn't think it through. What I should have done, I should have spoke to them. I should have said, I'm not comfortable with going. I don't want to go. I'm scared. And maybe they would have been able to alleviate my fears. And maybe I would have gone and maybe stood back a bit and been able to leave if I wanted to. So I think the message I'm trying to get out here is speak to each other. If you don't feel comfortable with a situation, tell your family, tell your friends, and they may be able to help you through it. Or if you don't feel comfortable with doing it at all, just say so. Just say, no, you know what? I actually don't want to do this. It's not the right time for me. Sometimes you do need pushed to do things. And I'm so glad my mum and dad and my friends did push me, because I wouldn't have got as far as I did, as soon as I did, without their help and persuasion. Because it is sometimes you do need to be pushed and helped along. Anyway, I hope this has been some help to you, and if you did celebrate Guy Fawkes Bonfire Night, I hope you had a happy and safe one. Huge shout out to my subscribers. Thank you so much. It's really is awesome of you. And if you haven't already subscribed, it would be really grateful if you could. And also if you could give me a like and a share. Let's help as many people as we can as possible. Help maybe people who didn't have the support that I have now and had then, and the help. Let's get the message out there. Let's let everyone know that there is someone going through what they have gone through. Stay strong, and we'll chat soon. Bye.